Hello everybody. Today we're gonna speak about what did I learn today. So as everybody knows or nobody knows that we've been trying to have the mo we've been trying to live the most special days as much as possible. And today was maybe not very much exciting, but it was very special. And I'm gonna share with you today what did I learn in this interesting day. So I have written some notes for this video, so I don't think about a lot about what I'm gonna say, but instead how I'm gonna explain them. So the first, I said so many times, so I need to just don't say it again. Stop. Just reward your brain. Anyway, the first thing is rhythm is good. I just need to find a good one. Why I'm saying this? Because me and my brother, for the longest time, we were debating that rhythm must be changed so much in your speech, and that is what makes your the speech special. But I found that it's totally false. As most of you will know, I don't know what they called in English, فقهاء, I don't know what they called in English. They actually have a rhythm. It just tends to be good. And they change it, obviously they must change it. Any rhythm, no matter how good it is, it's gonna be trash if it's in the same in a long period. But it's very cold here, oh my god. But having a rhythm is very important. I'm gonna give you a really good example. Bear with me. If I say dun 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 dun, it's good. But if I do it for example 1 minute, it's gonna be boring. That's what we are looking for. We must have a rhythm, a default rhythm that it's not bad. My biggest problem was is that it's not that I don't change my rhythm too much. Instead, my default rhythm was so bad. So if I'm able to change my rhythm to a good one, I can stick to it and change sometimes instead of changing so many times the rhythm while having the default one trash. I hope I explained this point so well, and it's learned from the Shuyukh wal Haram. And let's jump to the next point. Sing with your voice. That's a really interesting observation because, as we know, the same people, the mastery of communication and manipulation in the world are the Shuyukh. I can't remember the name in English for some reason. Oh my god. Anyway, Shuyukh they sing with their voice. Always, no matter what they say. You're gonna I don't have fucking words. You're gonna see in their speak that they have some words. Those words are filler words, and those words are very, very important. Why? Because they take them and they usually have the same ending, and they put them in the end of each phrase. I don't have an example right now. Oh, it's fucking cold. I don't have an example in my head, but they do it all the time. And what they do also is they have the same opener words. They open the phrases with and they have the same rhythm also. And this is a very good strategy. And if I found a vocabulary that will allow me to do this, it's gonna be very, very beneficial. The second thing they do is that they change the tonality as they are singing 20%. Let's say I'm gonna say I'm very hungry. Instead of what they say, oh, I can't do it like them, of course, but I'm gonna try to. For example, if they want to say I'm hungry, they say I'm hungry. You see, it's like singing, but it's not really singing. You just pretend to sing. It's 20% singing, and implementing this strategy will be very, very beneficial, and it takes so much control. It takes so much concentration for me to do that, but I must be comfortable with it enough. It's gonna be very, very interesting if I achieve that. You know what I realized? I realized that being cold stops you from thinking fast. It's fascinating, right? If you are cold, you can think fast. You must be warm to think fast. Anyway, the third point is I need to find a way to discuss with people. From where did I learn this lesson? I learned it from a friend of my brother. This friend have very little, let's say very little hikmah, sages, very little. I don't care about the words anymore. Let's just move on. He doesn't have it, but he's very good at. It's not very good. It's just better than us in giving his point across. And this ties to another point I've written, but let's just jump on it. I can very easily produce sentences that my brother will easily understand, but I cannot produce sentences that other people that I don't know understand. But he can do that, and that's what I'm gonna try to learn. And this will only be learned if I discuss with other people and come up with new ideas on how to explain my point and give it across. Let's move on to the next point. If I wear a coat next video, it's gonna be 10 times better. I'm very sure that I'm gonna be better if I'm not cold and shivering all over the place. This point is very interesting and it's been proven right times and times again. Extremes are the best, both positive and negative. Why? I was on a forest today, I don't know, it's jungle today, and we were just like walking around in the sand with the trees, and just we sit in a cool place with wind, a beautiful sun, and it was cold also, and it was a little bit far from the extreme because it was dirt everywhere, it was cold, the food wasn't clean. This very small uncomfortable feeling is what made the day good. And when we were walking back to our car, I felt like I want to explore more the jungle, which means it's maybe the exploring instincts, but also I wanted to be even more uncomfortable in the jungle. And it's the best feeling. Also, if you are extremely comfortable, also is a good feeling. So I prefer to be extremely uncomfortable and jump to being extremely comfortable than just being in the middle where boredom is. Like in our home, for example, it's not very comfortable, it's not very uncomfortable. It's just in the fucking middle where boredom sits. I realized something very interesting also today, and I'm happy and I'm glad and happy that I read it because I'll probably forget it. Probably I wouldn't say that immediately from the back of my mind. Is that we have a foundations. Those foundations are where we build all our ideas. And those foundations can, if they were being challenged, must be very well defended. And the example I'm thinking about now is, for example that people are not special. People are very similar to each other. It's just their environment. It's what make them change. Let's say, for example, you written a code, and most of you will probably can write a simple code on Python or something. If you written a code and you give it the input is 5, then you give it the input is 12. The output is totally different. It's not the same. But the code is fucking the same. You change nothing in the code. But the output changed because the input has changed. That's exactly my point. People are all the same. There's no difference between them. They have the same feelings, same challenges, same problems, same desires, same everything. But the inputs have changed. For example, if our beautiful girl has nothing to do with an ugly girl. A beautiful girl have a totally different life where she has a limited attention, all the guys want it, she gets paid for stuff randomly, she gets pursued by other people, treated better, gets gifts, full inbox in Instagram, a tons of followers, while the fucking ugly girl have none of that. So obviously we're gonna think that the beautiful girl is very very different from the ugly girl. Well, it's not true. The beautiful girl is exactly the same as the ugly girl. They just lived a different life. Where this leads us, I'm gonna give one more example, is that also, for example, if I have a campaign, a marketing campaign, how a marketing campaign can manage convincing 90% of people to buy, for example, a Coke or a cake or a car. How? Because they are the same. The same marketing strategy can work on 90% of people, which means that at least 90% of people are very similar to allow the marketing strategy to work on them. If they were different, they will never be able to convince 90% of people. And that's exactly my point. So he said no, but obviously I need to have a very, very good way to defend this point. If I could defend this point correctly, I will probably double my winning rates in any an intellectual war I decide to fall. You will never believe how shivering I am. It's very fucking cold for no reason. Anyway, the final point, I think I made a long video again, is giving people your word is a massive burden. Why this has happened? Because when me and my brother wake up in the morning, we were very sleepy. Just like, oh, can we wake up? Oh no, after 10 minutes we're gonna wake up. But when you have, for example, you say to your friend, I'm gonna wake up at 6 a.m. and go to the fucking beach. You wake up excited even if you only sleep 2 hours. How is this possible? Because you have a word to your fucking friends. Let's say, for example, you're very tired, but you said to your boss, I'm gonna complete this job tonight. You cannot sleep until you complete the job. But if you said to yourself, I'm not gonna sleep until I finish the book, you're probably not gonna finish that book. You're gonna read like maximum 20 pages for most people and just go sleep. And that's exactly the point. But it's very challenging. For example, if I cannot say to somebody, I'm gonna go approach this girl, because I know I probably won't. So that's, if you feel the burden from saying things to other people, you stop saying them. And it's good because it retains its power, but also it's bad because you're missing on an opportunity to be pressed from other forces. I hope this video, I'm not gonna ever redo a video where I'm shivering. I totally destroyed my pronunciation, my mouth fucking shivering, my body also, I cannot control my body language, I just wanna be covered in something hot. But let's see how this video gonna turn up. And I thank my iPhone for being a beautiful phone.